The weather's so gorgeous today. We're going to get another job done on the Subaru. When you're running it pretty hard, the stock pads, even though I've changed the distance pads, still get a little bit of brake fade, and it's not very a lot of it. It's not very nice feeling. So, and looking at the brake fluid, it does look kind of brown and blackish. So we're going to do the, hold on, in this you can. I've got some Hel braided brake lines to take some of the sponginess out of the stock rubber lines. We've done it loads of times and it has improved the quality of the braking itself. So
I hope the nipples and that ain't seized.
Oh, I do apologise for the state of the calipers as well. I did them in a rush. They're going to look horrendous.
We'll get the wheels off and...
But yeah, let's start getting all the car up, all the wheels off, jack it up, leave it on axle stands and get someone else done on the Subaru.
So starting on wheel number 1, we've got our brake line here going down to the banjo nut there. So that's a 12mm. Got a 12mm here on the brake line, and then I think that's a 10mm connector onto that. So we have a flare nut spanner which Barry's supposed to be giving me.
Hold on.
But you useless fuck. So once we've got that flare nut off there, then we can slide that down on the copper brake line, and then this rubber hose. Just want to hold that.
Yes.
Not that one. Oh, shut it up. No, there's the right one.
10mm.
Yeah. I don't want to.
Can't see a single thing you're doing. Huh?
But now that we've got the 10mm cracked,
you need to get a flared mill spanner.
You need to get yeah.
This will not work with a normal spanner. You'll just round the bolt off.
We've done the ones on the EP3 with a standard spanner.
I don't think they were flared nuts though.
Huh?
I don't think they were flared nuts.
No, but the flare nut spanner is just more points. Because a normal spanner's got straight up, innit?
Ah, shit. But yeah, that's pretty much as simple as that.
But yeah, so I've got your 12mm banjo cracked. So if we get that off, that will then get the pressure out of your brake line, so it stops dripping down there, because we don't like brake fluid, do we?
It's corrosive. Pretty much as simple as that.
There's your banjo. Get the banjo off there.
That is the front line done. It goes to the back of the caliper. All the banjo's pressed in nicely. It's quite a nice fitment. On the back, however, we've done the back one and it is very tight. Like, it's a very tight line. So we're just going to check if that's an actual long line that Ollie's putting in. He's not put a shorter line in. But yeah, it's very concerning because that's a very short line. Let's have a look. But pretty much simple. Undo the banjo from the back as well. Take the circuit clip out. Old line comes off when you've got the bracket that goes to the back of the hub, and the banjo done in. Pretty simple, if I'm saying. Braid lines aren't hard once you've done it once, you've done it to every car. It's not hard. Right. In the rears, we noticed that you can't get, there's not enough slack on the line to be able to use the original mounting points. You have to completely disregard the actual groove in the original line. I think the original line's longer, and kind of go out sideways. Don't make it sure you don't hit the rear drive shaft, and then it bolts up nicely. You actually get the bolt in, and it sits up nicely. Now we just need to do this bolt back up, stop it from pissing fluid, and yeah, that rear one's done. Ollie's doing the other front side now. It's underneath over there, and then we've got one more line to do, and that's done. Crack on with the other line. So we've got this line now done. Excuse the mud, these are quite dirty.
They're filthy.
But that one's done. This one's done. All up in there. Oh, nice in there. We've done our last checks. Fluid levels, well, the fluid level on the reservoirs dropped way below minimum because we've lost some fluid obviously. But we're going to bleed these and replace the old fluid. Yeah, pretty decent, not even a bad job considering when we did the first Civic on our first whatever video. It took us about 6 or 7 hours and it was dark by the time we went to bleed them. We've come in leaps and bounds, I think.
I'd say so, yeah. It took us an hour to do 4 blinds and now we're going to bleed.
Now let's get to bleeding. Bleeding the brakes is quite easy. You want to get someone inside the car with their foot on the pedal. Get a little bit of hose on the back of the bleed nipple. You can buy a kit which comes with this hose and a bottle and a nice little name, but for like bits and bobs we've got around from doing cars over the year, we can make one up. Just get a little bit of line, stick it in there. Make sure the other end of the line sits below the fluid so you don't draw air back through the line and into the caliper. And then you want to crack this nipple, get Ollie to press down on the brake, close it to build up the pressure, crack it, close it, crack it, close it, and it's pretty simple. So crack the back of the nipple. Go on, Ollie.
Wait, have you cracked the nipple?
Yeah.
No, shut the nipple.
Go on.
You shut it?
Yeah.
Alright.
So he's going to press down on the pedal, build up the pressure.
Go on.
And then you crack it to get the fluid through. Close it. So you can see all the air bubbles sitting in the line. Go on.
Yep.
Crack it again. Close it. Go on again. And then just repeat that many times until the whole line comes out clear, because you want clear fluid and there's no air in it. Keep on checking your brake fluid reservoir, because now we're down to about the minimum, so we need to top it up with some more fluid to stop air from coming through in here. Let's do that. Second caliper, you can see that all the old fluid is a lot more shittier than the new fluid. All the new fluids at the bottom, which we put in to stop the air from coming in, and all that old fluid is sitting on the top, and it's not very nice, and there's quite a lot of air bubbles in this system. That may account to why the system is really spongy. But we got done 2 out of 3 calipers. Should have mentioned that you start with the caliper that's furthest away from the master cylinder, so obviously this one rear passenger side front, and then ended up at the driver's side front. But we're nearly done, and then we'll take it for a spinny spin and see what it's like. Got some pressure in the line. We've got our little tube down in there sitting below the level, and you crack the nut and watch what comes out of here. Oh, look at that nice milk. Close the line off. Yep, go again, Ollie. Build it up. So this builds up the pressure. Crack the nut. And milk comes out. And we're getting the line clearer. That's pretty much how you do it all the way around. I was back down on the ground. All wheels are tightened up. The fluid that come out was absolutely disgusting. It was all black and just disgusting. So all the new fluid is in there, nice and clear. Or if you compare it to the power steering, the clutch fluid, that is black, and this is now clear. That's what it was before. Fill straight up to the max line. We've got no leaks, all the air's bled out. So we're going to go for a nice little test drive. This pedal itself feels a hell of a lot more stiffer, which is brilliant. Yeah, hell of a lot more stiffer than it was before. What we can do is go for a test drive and see what we're getting. So yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Modified Weekly on the Scooby. Got plenty more plans to come, plenty more stuff to do to the Civic. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.